Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. My name's Marie. My business, social media handles, website, and YouTube channel are Mareevuitton. In this series, I'm going to give you the short form videos of the most used how-tos in Studio Designer. These videos are the remake of last year's how-to series, but you may have noticed that Studio Designer got a bit of a facelift in 2025. That prompted me to reshoot all these videos to help the new users because the screen is going to look a bit different. Okay, the processes and teachings, my tips and tricks remain the same. But again, I just want to make sure that I reshoot them because of the way that it looks different on screen. Okay, so as always, please leave your feedback and questions in the comment section and be sure to hit the thumbs up button if you found the video useful. Subscribe to stay updated. Now let's dive in. In this video, we are going to go over posting payments to vendors for overhead. Okay. And how we're going to do that, we're going to the $ icon and we're going to go to money out. Okay. And from the money out screen, I'm usually looking at the paying account, whatever account the payment is coming from. Okay, and in this case, I'm just going to stick to the checking account. And you can see here that I have created some templates. Templates are usually things that I want a quick post or that are recurring. You know, a lot of times these types of things are recurring. You can see some of my generics for restaurant and things like that. Okay, and let's dive into this. Okay, so on the restaurants one, the reason why I set this up as a generic is because I teach to use the description line. I will never bulk enter anything, even if I've seen people go, okay, all the meals for January. The problem with doing that is that at the end, when it's time to look at everything, people never think that they ate out that much or that this or that. So if you don't have the detail in there, you're going to have to look it up anyways. And so I like my work to stand alone, stand on its own. I don't want to have to justify or explain why things are. I want to be able to pull the reports up and say, well, here's all the details. Tell me what you think is wrong. So in this case, we're posting that I want to job cost it to the client. That does not mean we are charging the client. It means I'm jobbing it. I want to know if the company spent, I'm not going to bill the client $20 for a cup of coffee, but I do want to document that I went to the job site and had coffee with the client. And this is how I do that. Okay. If I wanted to invoice the client, or I thought there was a possibility that we'd like to invoice the client, I would do something like this. Show reimbursable. I've jobbed it here. It's still here. This is what it is. And I'm just going to go ahead and do it like this. And in this case, I'm going to say reimbursable, and I'll show you how I'm going to do this. So I might mark it up by 25% to cover the overhead to process it and things like that, had this really been a bill back. Okay, and you can see because I marked it up, it's making it now 25. Let me show you what that does. I will post this, post the reimbursable, you can see that, and I will save and close to post the transaction, the money that we spent. So you can see here that I'm going to post this $20 to Starbucks for coffee. And then I'm going to go to the time tracking for the reimbursable to see what just happened. Okay. And I want you to see there's the Starbucks, and I want to show you what that does. It does now create a reimbursable. I might say, hi Jenny, wasn't sure if you were charging client for this. So that's what I would do. So if she's not, she can simply say no and put no charge to client, or just delete it. You can delete this, but I'm gonna just say save and close. And you can now see it. You can see my note. The client does not see this on anything. It's just an internal note to say, hey, I didn't know if you wanted this. So at this time, she could even delete that and say, no, we're not charging it. I don't even want them to see it. But that doesn't change the fact that we still are spending it and that it did happen, right? Because $20, what, wrong section, sorry. I'm going to go to the general ledger and I'm just going to put $20 and I'm going to just do it like that. Oh, did it not post? I don't know if that was a prior year. Oh, there it goes. Clearly, I've used this example before, but you can see there's one of them. So if in a case that I saw two of them and they were clearly a duplicate, I would just delete one. You can delete that. Money out is one of the few transactions that you can delete. So I typically teach a lot that you can do there. Okay. If there's any questions about what I've said, leave them in the comments below. Thanks.